Stanford, earning that #2 seed in postseason, and we will keep covering that story.
Congratulations, Coach. Coming up in about 3 minutes or so on our sister station WFGX, it is the Morning Current. It's an hour-long program. We get a closer look at some of the top stories and get a lot of your input and what you have to say about the world.
Have some fun with this. Stream with us on the WEAR website, our Facebook and YouTube channels as well. See you there.
3 minutes.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Lucille Johnson Park is where witnesses say 31-year-old Trayvon Jackson.
You're watching WEAR News, the Morning Current on WFGX.
And good morning. Welcome, yes, to the Morning Current, where we take a closer look at some of the top stories, get a lot of your input as well. I'm Jared Willits.
I'm Laura Hussey. We're excited to be spending this day before Thanksgiving with you, and mark your calendars. We'll be here tomorrow as well. But let us get to the news, and we'll start with the Escambia County man charged with murdering 2 children. He is going to be arraigned today.
John Walston accused of killing 7-year-old Raiden Smith and 9-year-old Vaden Oram on November the 8th. Investigators say the children were staying at Walston's mobile home on Flaxman Street.
Now, the sheriff's office says Walston admitted to raping one of the children, and he tried to cover up the crime by stabbing the children to death and setting the home on fire. He was indicted by a grand jury November 19th on 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of sexual battery on a child younger than 12, a count of arson, and a count of animal cruelty, as a dog's body was also found in the aftermath of that fire.
This morning, we have some new information about that fatal shooting. It happened at the Lucille Johnson Park on Mary Street in Milton.
21-year-old Jaden Wright now accused of shooting and killing 31-year-old Trayvon Jackson. WEAR's Aria Circa at the park this morning where it happened with the latest details on this investigation. Good morning.
Good morning. Here at Lucille Johnson Park is where witnesses say that 31-year-old Trayvon Jackson was gunned down on Monday. It's just over a mile from City Hall. Police Chief Jennifer Frank says swift action using canines and surveillance allowed officers to detain 3 suspects before nightfall. 21-year-old Jaden Wright is charged in Jackson's murder, but it's still unclear if other suspects will be charged. Witnesses at the park say Jaden Wright lived in a home nearby as a child and was well known to the neighborhood. The chief acknowledged the victim and suspects knew each other.
Those individuals at one time were members of the Milton community. They had left the community and chose to come back for this particular incident, or for whatever reason, we don't know. We know that it was not random. There was an intentional meeting by those individuals.
Trayvon's father, Tony Jackson, says he did not know the suspect, but knows the neighborhood well. Chief Frank says they are waiting on more evidence and results from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to see if any of the other weapons that were recovered were involved in the shooting, and that will help determine if there will be any more charges filed. Laura, Jared.
All right, thank you, Aria. This deadly shooting getting a lot of attention on social media. More than 500 comments coming in just since we announced the arrest yesterday morning.
Many people sharing their condolences to the victim's family. Angie writing, praying for the family, so sorry for your loss.
And Jeffrey shared, I'll forever never be the same. That kid was like a blood nephew to me. I will forever miss him. My prayers going out to the family. R.I.P. Trey.
And from Kim, thank you, Milton PD, for solving the senseless murder, praying for the Jackson family.
This morning, a suspicious death under investigation in Gulf Breeze.
Happened yesterday. A woman found dead in the area of Santa Rosa Drive and Redwood Lane. The sheriff says, quote, due to the circumstances observed, the incident is being treated as a suspicious death, and the Major Crimes Unit has assumed the investigation. No other details released.
3 minutes after 7 o'clock, meteorologist Trish Richards. That's not a bad looking shot behind you. I'm always taken aback by whatever shot you're standing in front of. How cool is it going to get there throughout the day?
Yeah, we're looking pretty nice today. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the 60s for your highs. It is going to be very pleasant as you head into your day today. Looking quite nice of our Orange Beach, Alabama camera. If you are heading out and about, maybe you're traveling today, we have that lovely weather that we're going to be seeing. You can see we do have some clouds in the area. They are going to be clearing out, and we'll have mostly sunny skies from now all the way into your Thanksgiving. Temperatures right now, we are seeing the 60s and the 50s. We do have 58 Mobile, 59 Bay Minette, 64 at Pensacola. We're about 70 in Fort Walton Beach. We will have your highs today back in the upper 60s to low 70s. It does come with a bit of a breeze, so something else you'll be watching, about 10 to 15 miles an hour coming in from the north. So we do have a nice little breeze that is set up. We are going to have some nice conditions as you are making your way out and about. Temperatures will warm up today. We're going to get into the 70s. Overnight tonight, we will fall back into the 60s, getting into the low 60s by 7 p.m. And then tonight, we will have temperatures dropping into those 40s. So you will wake up in the 40s for your Thanksgiving morning, and then we'll be back in the 60s for those highs. So looking very fall-like as you are heading into your Thanksgiving Black Friday.
7:05 now. Let's get a look outside, specifically at the 3 Mile Bridge. Really nothing going on at the 3 Mile at the moment. If that's part of your drive in a few minutes, that bridge belongs to you.
All right, you can get a hot meal today in Pensacola.
How about this? St. Paul Lutheran Church holding a meal today, 4 to 5:30. The church at 4600 North 9th Avenue. They'll be serving homemade ham and bean soup, gumbo with rice, and some homemade bread.
Heck of a menu there. All right, the Miracle League doing its annual turkey fry today from 7 till 4. That's happening at the Miracle League Fields at the corner of 9 Mile Road and Airway Drive.
Now, your time slots were limited for appointments. Walk-ups, they say, are welcome, but all their appointments will take a priority.
For the Miracle League to fry your turkey, you need to do a couple things. First, make sure it's completely defrosted and cleaned out. Get everything from inside. Arrive on time for your appointment, they say, and bring your minimum donation of $35. That will cover the costs with any of the overage going to benefit Miracle League of Pensacola.
And for the 76th year, the Waterfront Rescue Mission gearing up for serving Thanksgiving lunch.
They'll be serving meals tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. 1 p.m. at the Pensacola and Mobile Missions. I do believe we mean 11 till 1 because it's lunch. All right, and it is free. I know that for sure. And they're expecting to serve 1,700 plates.
400 in Pensacola, 200 in Mobile, 1,100 will be delivered for those who just can't get there in person, and a lot of volunteers, 130 of them helping serve all those meals.
Yeah, the scale of this thing is pretty amazing. They have cooked 120 turkeys, 1,200 rolls, 40 gallons of gravy, and they started the prep all the way back in September.
In case you don't know, the waterfront is in Pensacola on West Herman Street, in Mobile on North Washington Avenue. And there's more.
In Destin, Harbor Docks is going to be serving the 31st annual Thanksgiving Day Feast tomorrow. This is such a great community event. Everyone is welcome, and you really do see everybody there. The restaurant will be open 11 till 5. There is no charge. You will be able to give a donation if you want to, and all of that benefits Destin Harvest and Food for Thought. It's a special day.
Here on the Morning Current, we love to know what's going on in your world, and you can do that by sending us some pictures. You can text pictures and videos, by the way, to WEAR TV. Text at 95577. Easier still, chime in from the WEAR website.
Stay with us, especially if you're renting or thinking about renting. There is a new settlement that could see you perhaps paying lower costs. How the DOJ is trying to take housing competition back to the basics.
And visiting a national park is getting more expensive for some people. The big fines being added to some sites, and who will have to pay. But for the moment, we're going to take a cleansing breath and enjoy a coffee break.
So glad you're with us this morning.
All right, it's 7:10. Police in Virginia looking for a high school football coach. He's wanted on charges of child pornography.
Travis Turner has been missing since last week. We now know he's wanted on 5 counts of possession of child pornography and 5 counts of using a computer to solicit a minor. Beyond that, we don't have any specific details about the allegations.
What's interesting, that police say they learned that the 46-year-old was missing when they were actually headed to his house. He's now a fugitive. In a statement, Turner's wife Via her attorney says they're praying for his safe return and, quote, any allegations should be addressed through the proper legal process, not through speculation or rumor.
All right, moving to D.C., the FBI now requesting interviews with those 6 Democratic lawmakers who were accused by President Trump of seditious behavior.
Of course, they recorded that message telling service members that they should not follow illegal orders, whatever they may be. Lawmakers said yesterday they were contacted by the FBI to schedule interviews. Possible probe into the video from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordering the Navy to take a look at Mark Kelly for potential unlawful conduct.
You're probably familiar with Mark Kelly. He's a retired Navy captain. He had 39 combat missions in Iraq. He went on to become an astronaut. Secretary Hegseth did set a deadline for this review into the whole matter by December 10th.
And this is interesting. A new rule puts limits on algorithms that help landlords determine their rental prices.
A rather spirited conversation going on here in the studio. See what you think. This is a settlement between federal prosecutors and an outfit called RealPage. There's a years-long antitrust lawsuit that says this practice was illegal. They call it algorithmic collusion.
RealPage software gives daily recommendations to help landlords nationwide price their properties. Recommendations aren't binding, but critics argue the trove of confidential data used helps landlords charge the highest possible rent.
Under the settlement, RealPage can no longer use this real-time data to make its recommendations. The only non-public data they can use now would be to train their algo with stuff that's maybe a year old.
The Department of Justice says this means more real competition in local housing markets and rents set by the market, not a secret algorithm. RealPage will not have to pay any damages or admit any wrongdoing.
International tourists visiting our national parks here in the U.S. are going to have to pay more next year.
Non-residents will pay $250 for an annual pass. U.S. residents pay $80 for standard entrance.
International visitors will also pay a $100 fee on top of the entrance fee. This applies to the 11 most visited parks, including the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, and Yosemite. The Department of the Interior says the system will ensure, quote, that American taxpayers who already support the national park system receive the greatest benefit.
The Department of Interior also announced 8 dates in 2026 when entry fees will be waived for U.S. residents.
All right, Thanksgiving is tomorrow, of course, so a lot of people are hitting the road today.
Some are going to hit some snowstorms and blizzards on their travels. An Arctic blast continuing across the northern U.S. Despite the threat, AAA says the most Thanksgiving travelers are going to get in the car and go.
73 million people expected to hit the road at airports in Chicago, Boston, New York, and even farther down the East Coast. Forecasters are expecting possible travel delays and cancellations.
Coming home Sunday could be a challenge as well. Storms will be there along the East Coast.
Yesterday we asked you, how are you traveling for the holidays? Driving and staying home pretty much ended up tied with 33% of the votes. Flying and cruising tied with 17% of the votes each.
You know, firefighters, I think they never know what they're going to get.
But sometimes you get something good. Did you see how little that puppy was before he vanished? This was Monday morning. That little guy apparently kind of fell through a hole in the floor into an HVAC duct.
Yeah, and he was pulled through, and the crews assessed the crawl space. They removed the ductwork to get to the puppy, and he was freed 20 minutes later. That's pretty fast.
That is pretty fast. He was a little guy. We were thinking, how could he fall in a hole in the floor?
It was a small hole.
A small little guy.
Anyway, he's fine, right?
He is doing great. Thanks to the firefighters, because it's not always a puppy. A lot of times it's, but anyway, ladder 6, great work.
All right, let's talk about the great outdoors as we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'll be doing a little grilling outdoors tomorrow.
Yeah, it's looking nice. You're not going to be sweating, which is going to be a nice little break from what we've been dealing with.
That's a relief.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing the 60s. It's going to be looking very pleasant. So it is going to be looking perfect for Thanksgiving. It's a very fall-like feel for us. So we're going to be seeing it well into Saturday. So you have that nice feel through Saturday. We'll start to warm up on Sunday with some rain chances. So just keep that in mind if you are traveling later in the weekend. You might have some rain, but from now through Saturday, It looks lovely. You can see that sunshine that we have right now over our Hardee's camera. It is gorgeous. We do have a few clouds that we are dealing with, so it is going to be that cold front that's moving through. It hasn't quite settled in yet. That's why today's actually still a little bit warmer than what we'll see for your Thanksgiving. We do have the clouds that are moving through. Winds are picking up with this cold front as well, 10 to 14 miles an hour, so a nice breeze coming in from the north, and that's just helping to settle down those temperatures. We're still going to be in the 60s through the rest of the morning. We do have a few 70s left over, 58 in Mobile, 59 in Bay Minette. Even though we do have temperatures that have dropped a little bit since this morning, we're still expecting the low 70s for the afternoon. Overall temperature drop so far though, 2 to 3 degrees where we haven't quite had that cold front move through. Already 10 degrees lower in Mobile, 7 to 9 degrees Fairhope and Gulf Shores. Let's take a look at your Thanksgiving Day forecast. It's going to be looking nice, much cooler though. Today will be around 71 degrees, already cooler, but we'll be around 62 going into your Thursday. So just keep this in mind. It is going to feel a little different. Might be sweater weather. It's not going to be a huge cool down. It'll feel cool in the mornings and then pleasant in the afternoons, but it is going to be a big change from what we have been dealing with. And that's what we'll have through the rest of the week. So you'll have the clouds around today. They move out as we go into your Thursday. Beautiful and sunny for that Thursday forecast. It is just going to be a stunner of a Thanksgiving. Friday is going to be looking quite nice as well. So we will have cooler temperatures in the morning. Could see some 30s, but it will be the upper 30s, and it doesn't last long. Quickly moves back into those 60s, and then we will have the clouds just moving around going into your Saturday. So look at those temperatures. 71 today, 63 for that high on Thursday, Friday around 60, 65 back in Saturday, and then by Sunday we'll see the 70s again, 72, so a little bit above average as we head into that Sunday, and that's also where we'll start to see some rain chances building in. Let's take a look at the tropics now. 4 days left in hurricane season, and we are going to be ending on a quiet note. Doesn't look like we're going to be seeing anything as we go into the rest of hurricane season, which is just the next 4 days, officially ending on November 30th. Sea-town rain forecast for today, 2 feet for the Gulf. Winds are out of the north at about 10 to 15 knots. Going to be a little choppy today, especially with that strong northerly flow. And we do have those red flags flying this morning, but there is a good chance we will see those yellow flags as we go later on today. Let's get you through your week ahead. We have some beautiful weather today, 60s for your Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be looking beautiful, sunny. Well, as we go into Sunday, we will start to see some rain move in with about a 50% chance of rain on that Sunday.
All right, check it out, your Wednesday morning drive if you're hitting the highway to go see Grandma. Not looking bad. 110 Airport moving along, clipping along nicely at 718.
On the way. It's only been 20 years, but they're going to do Rush Hour 4. What we know about the project and how they decided to get this done.
Well, it's Thanksgiving, which means the presidential pardon of the turkeys continues. 2 turkeys received that yesterday.
Lucky them. Not so much for the other turkeys.
Well, yeah, but good for them. Although they say they're going to live their life in some sort of nice,
They will. Don't mess it up. All right. Anyway, the president did the honors. It's a decades-long tradition. This year, the lucky turkeys were named Gobble and Waddle.
They got their pardons. They were hatched last July, by the way, in North Carolina. They spent time getting ready for the moment, acclimating to the crowds and the lights of the event.
Yes. As you said, they're heading to the North Carolina State University campus to live out their lives. And before we depart this video, could I say how bad I am coveting her bomber jacket? I think it is the must-have accessory for the fall.
See, I don't know why every single, since you said that they were hatched, I started thinking, my brain was thinking, I've never seen a turkey egg. How big is a turkey egg?
Oh, that's a great question.
It's got to be big.
No, that's a dinosaur egg, Jen. It's not a turkey egg. All right, Rush Hour 4 is in the works. Speaking of the president, this will be at the urging of President Trump, apparently.
It's been like 20 years. I'll admit, I like the Rush Hour movies. They're just fun.
It's Jackie Chan and who else? Or is it just Jackie Chan?
No. It is, I'm sorry? Yeah, Chris Tucker.
Okay, Chris Tucker.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
forgot.
Michael.
I
Michael
lost the name.
saved us, right? It's a buddy cop franchise, and the previous ones earned like $850 million around the world. But Jackie Chan's getting on in years.
He's what, 71 or
71.
something like that years old. It's been 20 years, and the president apparently urged Paramount to go ahead with the program.
There you
and
go.
they said, so I guess they're both pretty excited about it because it's in the works.
Okay, also, by the way, Jackie Chan is directing a documentary about the First Lady.
Ah.
No, wait, was that him or Chris Tucker? The thing went by so fast.
No, that's the director of the
Brett
Rush Hour 4
Ratner, again.
will be directing that.
Sorry.
Okay.
And Amanda just told me that turkey eggs are 50% larger than chicken eggs. In
Thank
case
you,
wanted
AJ.
to know.
Yes.
Okay, all right. This wasn't our best segment ever, but
Hey, there was just a lot of stuff there. There was a lot of stuff, but everybody's watching the cool movie
See,
trailer.
I haven't seen the first 3. I don't know anything about Rush
oh,
Hour.
they're just fun.
I think they jump out of a lot of windows and
There's
they
a
survive.
lot of action.
Yeah.
A lot of action. Jackie Chan. I mean, he's an action guy. All right, let's take a look at this here. Let's see. Linda Pate Salter. This is Clove, 22-month-old Chow Shepherd mix. Apparently loves to take glasses off her face, so she said, "Well, here, keep them."
Makes you look smarter.
And this is from Isabel Hermanson, Coco in his Christmas pajamas.
Those are fabulous, Coco. We love it. Okay, more news ahead on the Morning Current. And in this story, this was an amazing meeting and an amazing interview. This young man's injury could have meant the end of his sports career. He was minutes away from losing his leg, but grit and determination took him in a whole different direction, and you'll want to hear this one. The city of Milton says they now have approval to start clearing land and beginning construction for their new wastewater pipeline project.
All right, the pipeline will take all the wastewater from the treatment facility and redirect it to a brand new spray field. At the moment, the effluent is sent to a spray field that seeps into the black water. The new spray field is near an industrial park.
Our goal is to use our effluent as reuse in the neighboring industrial park.
Okay.
So all of it improves our environment by reuse, by doing the land application system so that that effluent can be filtered more. It's more controlled discharge and more environmentally friendly. This is what our citizens have asked for, and this is what we're trying to proceed with.
The pipeline and spray field are expected to be finished in 2027 or 2028.
How about some local politics? Pensacola City Council President Jared Moore, one of the few Jareds in the world, by the way, will not be running for re-election.
He made the announcement yesterday during a special council meeting. He served District 4 on the council since 2018. He was eligible to run for a third term, but he decided against it.
I think he really is the gold standard of what you'd hope to have out of a city council member representing our citizens. So sad to hear that news, of course, and I know his focus and my focus will, of course, be on who would go into District 4 next year, and how we can ensure that District 4 has somewhere close to the great representation they've had for the last 7 years. So.
The deadline to file to run for that seat will be June of next year.
This week, we shared that Escambia County is looking at possibly acquiring Johnson Beach and Perdido Key State Park, trying to get more public access, though right now there are no formal discussions.
We did put out the question to you. Do you think there is a need for more public beach access on Perdido Key? About 100 people had something to say. Here we go, the numbers.
All right, 76% said no. 24% said yes. That's an interesting poll. Thank you. There's still a QR if you want to weigh in on that one.
Some of the people have spoken. It is 7:30 just about, and the big day is tomorrow, right?
All right, Turkey Day. I guess Jared is going to be cooking in the big green egg outside. I kind of wanted to, like in the evening time, maybe have a little fire. Is it going to be worth doing that?
Yeah, maybe. We're going to have some wind, so that's something that we want to look out for as we head into the next couple of days. It is going to be breezy as this cold front does move through. Right now, we are taking that live look over our Orange Beach, Alabama camera. You'll start to notice we do have that breeze coming in. It's all with this cold front. Right now we do have clear skies, though. It's going to be looking quite nice as we head into your Thanksgiving. And your temperature is not too bad. We'll be cooler in the mornings, pleasant in the afternoons, 60s for your highs going into your Thursday, Friday. Today we could still reach 70 as we head into the afternoon. Not too bad though. 63 degrees in Milton, 66 Navarre, still in the 50s for Mobile, Bay Minette, but we will start to warm up as we get a little bit later into your morning and afternoon. There's a look at your winds. You can see 12 to 14 miles an hour at the most. We are looking at some gusts as well. We will have the winds, especially in the morning on Thursday, should start to calm down through the day, but just keep that in mind. Heading out the door today for your Thanksgiving Eve should be looking nice. We'll have temperatures getting into the 70s again for your afternoon, and then overnight tonight we will start to see those temperatures drop, getting into the 60s, the 50s, and then the 40s. So you will wake up in the 40s for Thanksgiving morning, so might want to pull out the sweaters for your Thanksgiving attire.
All right, check this one out. The graffiti bridge in Pensacola, painted in honor of Turkey Day. Nice work there by a local artist. No traffic problems to report right now. It is 7:30.
Interesting story. It is a rare sports injury that generally ends with an amputation, not a return to the football field. But a Navarre High School quarterback, Ali Bryant, refused to accept that fate. And Laura, you talked to him and had this whole story.
It was an amazing conversation. I joked with his mom, hey, I'm a crier. Don't worry if I cry. I think I was 2 questions in. He's just got such resilience. He was injured in the fall of 23 during a game. There was a tackle. He heard something pop. It turned out he had a broken leg, but more important, a torn popliteal artery, which is the one that runs right behind your knee. That led to a rare condition called compartment syndrome. It is extreme swelling that can shut down the muscle and the blood supply, and so many young athletes who develop this end up with their leg being amputated. In this case, surgeons cut open both sides of his lower leg just to relieve the pressure. They grafted the artery to restore blood supply, but they told him before he was even in surgery, you will not play again. He just decided not to believe that answer. Following, there were months of rehab and therapy, but just before Christmas that year, he took his first steps. Still watching from the sidelines, he had to sit out his junior year. He just waited and worked some more until finally he got the green light for his senior season.
I sat outside this field house, put my AirPods in, and I literally sat there and cried for maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just sitting out back crying. The coaches, it's all first teams already going out to the field, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh snap, that's me. I gotta go out there.
Before I was proud, but now I'm beyond proud because, I mean, he made history when he came back on that field.
That's Ali's mom, Tanya. She spent every night in the hospital with him, and when he said, I want to play again, she's like, I'm on board. Moving forward, Ali would like to join the Air Force if he can get medical clearance. He's also interested in sports medicine, so he can keep football in his life. I know. Watch the whole thing on our website. The way it all flows and it all is put together, it'll touch your heart.
A lot of people talking about it, people proud of the young man, including Jennifer, who said, Raider pride, way to go. All of us are proud of you.
Patrice wrote, so proud of you all.
Again, to see our full story, it's easy to do. Just scan the code, the QR. It'll take you right to our website and Laura's story.
Or it might take you to a mac and cheese pull. We're not sure, but I promise, just search Ali on the website. After Thanksgiving, the floodgates will open for Christmas this Friday. The fun kickoff, the Pensacola Elf Parade.
It is a kid-friendly event kicking off the Christmas season at 12:30. The parade lineup on Government at Palafox. They'll have a couple of contests as well. You're asked to dress up in your best elf outfit, get an ugly holiday sweater perhaps, or decorate your wagon or your stroller.
You could download and print a set of elf ears on the Winterfest website. How cool is that? You color them in your own color of green and you wear them. The contests are judged at 1:25. Santa will announce the winners who will lead their section of the parade. It all happens at 2 p.m. The parade rolls.
But wait, there's more. Also Friday, Fort Walton Beach holding their annual Light Up the Night Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
It is at the beautiful Fort Walton Beach landing starting at 5 p.m. A giant tree, caroling from the community chorus, hot coffee and vendors and cocoa, and Santa's going to read a story to the kids, then count down to the magical lights.
And a tree lighting in Navarre as well. Friday the 28th, Navarre Park and Navarre Parkway, 4:30. There'll be live music, of course. Yes, of course, hot chocolate, coffee, cookies. And at 5:25, the official turning on of the tree.
If you missed any of the times or locations, whatever, we've got all of that on the website. Scan that QR. It will take you to WEARTV.com for all the info you need.
How about this? Your brain goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phases in your lifetime. How long do you suppose adolescence phase lasts? You will be surprised.
And GLP-1's commonplace for weight loss. The group of women seeing a huge spike in prescriptions in the last few years.
Well, maybe you have hot cocoa instead of coffee. That's okay. We will allow this for this holiday on the floor. So join us at a hot cocoa or coffee break. My brother Rick always told me, he said, Jared, you're going to grow old well before you grow up. He's never been my biggest fan, but adolescence, they say, last into your 30s, mine lasting into the 70s.
Nice work. You're an exception, not the rule, but we are learning a lot more about how your brain evolves throughout your lifetime. New research out of the University of Cambridge looked at the various stages that our brains go through. They found that the adolescent phase, as Jared said, lasts until the early 30s, but the brain essentially rewires across our lifespan, strengthening, weakening, back and forth, no one steady pattern.
All right.
Yeah, there's 5 phases. It's number 1, childhood. It's birth and the brain rapidly increasing in size. The brain is less efficient and easily distracted. Number 2 is adolescence, which is 9 to 32, which is the most profound change in the brain. Only period when the brain's network of neurons gets more efficient.
Adulthood apparently kicks in at age 32. This era in your brain is the longest one. It lasts all the way through age 66. The plateau of intelligence and personality, they say.
Oh, I guess that's over for me. Early aging, 66 to 83, they say the brain becomes increasingly separated into regions that apparently try to work together. Number 5 is late aging, 83 plus.
Researchers say people are going to hit these milestones at different times, but the stages are quite clear and striking. Now, the study did not look at men and women separately, but Brooke, I would wager we don't spend quite as long in adolescence.
Oh, really?
As the gentlemen do.
Really?
I just had to throw it out there.
I think you're right.
All right.
All right, let's talk about shopping.
Yay!
All right, apparently, some people are ready to get the deals this weekend, but they say we will be spending less.
Because the deals aren't as good. I'm sorry. I've been looking, and they're not as good as they used to be.
I believe.
The new survey says consumers will spend an average of $622 from tomorrow through Monday. That includes Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday.
All right, projections are down 4% from last year. Maybe, financial concerns. Things are tough for everybody, and prices are higher. That's all there is to it. So people are trying to be a bit more strategic.
Yeah, it's smart. The National Retail Federation expects 187 million of us will shop during this period, 3 million more than last year. But we're talking about things perhaps that are a little more practical, clothing, accessories. Gift cards always a hit, and you gotta have toys.
Gift cards when you really don't care.
Stop it.
No, it's so they can get whatever they want.
I think that a lot of people would prefer having what they want.
AJ wants a gift card. She wants the money. All right.
All right. How are you shopping this holiday week? We have some options for you. I am not, just not participating.
50%?
Yeah. Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, or Cyber Monday. And we did put in a category for I'm doing it all.
We have all these stories and more available on our YouTube channel, local stories, national stories as well. Just go to YouTube and look for WEAR News. It's all there for you in living color.
More and more women postpartum are being prescribed GLP-1 weight loss drugs, the brand most often used, and when those numbers started to skyrocket.
If I were a nurse, I'd be offended by this. Nursing is among the professions left off a list of professional degrees.
It all goes back to the Department of Education that has made a proposed rule that would put a cap on future borrowing for student loans. This is part of the big, beautiful bill. But what it amounts to is starting July 1st, students enrolled in so-called professional degree programs would be capped at $50,000 a year and $200 grand for life.
Now, the graduate programs not deemed professional, there'd be an annual cap of $20,500, lifetime cap of $100 grand.
So the list of professional degrees would include the other medical jobs, pharmacy, dentistry, doctors, etc. And you had an industry that is already dealing with the shortage of nurses. So critics say the ability to borrow less might lead to less people pursuing nursing degrees.
They say, the Department of Education says, it will not affect 95% of nursing students.
Yeah, they consider a professional degree one that signifies both completion of academic requirements for a beginning practice in a given profession, as well as a level of professional skill. There's a lot of the peanuts, right? But it amounts to how much you can borrow.
And as always, a lot of comments on social media we love to share. 160 people plus weighed in on this. Bonnie says, yes, it'll help rein in the cost and manage the programs more affordably and students less saddled with debt.
Jesse wrote, all of this could be solved with free education.
Prescriptions for those GLP-1 drugs increased sharply among postpartum women.
There was a study that actually came out of the University of Denmark, and researchers found the prescriptions increased after semaglutides like Ozempic and Wegovy were approved for weight loss.
5 times as many postpartum prescriptions were being written in the second quarter of 24 than the 2 years prior. Since 2003, 97% of those prescriptions were specifically for semaglutide, and a huge increase, 89% of those prescriptions are for Wegovy particularly.
The author said based on all of this and the fact that 77% of patients had no history of diabetes, it supports the idea that the meds are being prescribed for weight loss. Exactly.
Apparently becoming part of what is known as routine care. Little is known, really, about GLP-1s in postpartum recovery, hormonal changes, breastfeeding, milk composition, and things like that.
As always, consult your physician.
We are closing in on 7:47 with a shot of the Escambia Bay Bridge this morning. A little busy, but no problems there or anywhere.
Amazing
I know,
story
I
out
know,
of
I know.
Vietnam. Oh my
Because
gosh.
it was just a regular guy with a regular drone.
Okay, so let's back it up a little bit. A farmer in Vietnam was rescued from rising floodwaters by another man who was using a drone. Here's a shot of the scene. They had been enduring days and weeks, as I understand it, of torrential rain there in Vietnam. So this guy was working on his farm and somehow got cut off from shore by a river. He was trapped on a sandbar.
So another guy with a drone went to the rescue.
Yeah, they said the water was moving too fast to use a boat, and it was hit by those devastating flooded and landslides. The death toll is at least at 100, and dozens are still missing.
There have been 14 storms to be specific, 5 tropical depressions, but can you imagine? They called the guy and they rigged up some kind of harness.
Yeah.
That's not really what the drone was originally for. I don't know how they knew it would support that much weight, but what an amazing rescue by a group of neighbors who just were not going to let their friend go down with the ship.
Yeah, Vanessa called it a mini helicopter.
I guess you could do that, and I don't suppose it was designed for, search and rescue operations, but I guess the farmer had it available, said, hey, we give it a shot, and it worked.
I could see why you would need something like that for farming.
Yeah, you could see the condition of your fields and things like that. They're using a lot of drones in ag, but we could carry on all day. Let's talk about our Thanksgiving forecast.
Yeah, it's looking nice. We're going to be seeing some beautiful weather as we go into all the way through Saturday. Sunday's going to be the best chance of rain moving forward, but really until then, it's feeling nice, fall-like, might be some sweater weather. We'll have some cooler temperatures in the mornings, but it doesn't last long. So we do have just a lovely forecast for you. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Saturday is just going to be perfect. So right now what we're seeing, cold front is settling in. So it hasn't quite made it all the way through the area. We do have some clouds moving in with that. We're looking at a nice breeze coming in from the north at about 10-15 miles an hour. So there is a nice breeze from the north. We're going to be looking at those temperatures warming up still. We're still going to be getting into the 70s today with the sunshine, but it is going to be feeling drier than what we saw yesterday. So we already see the 60s, a few 70s still left over. We do have temperatures that are down anywhere from 10-11 degrees, where we have the full effect of that cold front, about a couple of degrees, Okaloosa County, where it hasn't quite moved through yet. Let's talk about that Thanksgiving Day forecast, because it is going to be looking nice. So we do have those temperatures warming up into the 60s and staying there, low 60s for your highs on Thanksgiving Day. And then as you head into that weekend, we'll have temperatures in the 40s and upper 30s overnight. So cooler in the morning, but it is going to still warm up all the way through that Saturday. Let's take a look at what comes with it. You can see that nice sunny weather for today. We'll look at the sunshine for Thursday as well. Bit of a breeze still left over for Thursday. So just keep that in mind. On Friday, we'll have a few clouds moving in. And then as we head into your Saturday, still looking nice. And we'll have still no rain until Sunday. Now, temperature-wise, we are going to be in the 70s today, low 60s from Thursday all the way through Saturday. We warm up a bit on Sunday. This is where we'll get into the 70s again, and that does come with our next rain chance. Let's talk about the tropics. 4 days left now in hurricane season, and it is looking calm and quiet. Not going to be expecting any activity as we go into the end of hurricane season, officially ending on November 30th. Here's a look at your Sea-Tail Marine forecast. 2 feet for the Gulf. Winds are out of the north at about 10 to 15 knots, and we do have your red flags flying this morning, with a good chance we will see those yellow flags as we head into your day today. Let's get you through your week ahead. We do have some nice weather for today. 71 degrees for your high for your Thanksgiving forecast. Looking lovely, around 63 degrees for that high. We are going to be seeing temperatures 40s and 30s through the next couple of nights. So just keep that in mind. Cool as you wake up, but warming up quickly. 70s by Sunday with a 50% chance of rain by Sunday afternoon.
We've been talking about the Transportation Department request that we perhaps dress up a bit more at the airport. Okay, some fashionable flyers are up for this game. We will discuss.
So I am not a fashionable flyer. In my opinion, the runway is not a fashion runway, but apparently fashionable flyers are on board with the transportation secretary calling for travelers to dress up at the airport.
Yeah, I think he feels like if we just look better, maybe we'll act better. They said it was part of the big effort to rein in unruly passengers, but we got some quotes from travelers this morning. See which ones may resonate with you.
Okay. We have this one. I think it's great advice because when you feel good about how you look, you're treated better and you treat other people better.
Yeah, somebody else said people should dress up for the airport. It's fun. This person said, I like waking up early, getting myself ready. It's a long day and I like to feel put together and you never really know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, this person says, my mom told me it's important to look your best when you're out and about, especially at the airport.
But I think our favorite quote of the day is from the people who don't agree.
Shall I?
Yes.
Is this a quote from me? I'm just kidding.
This just takes yours to the next level. He needs to mind his own business and let people be comfortable and find their own right way to do things that work for them and their lifestyle. She said if people have long international flights where they're going to be sleeping the whole time, wouldn't it be logical to wear your pajamas?
I'll wear pajamas at the airport. Listen, I'm all for being comfortable.
I'll wear pajamas to the Tom Thumb.
You know the whole, if you look good, you'll feel good, and if you feel comfortable, you'll feel good, and then you'll act better.
Okay.
I have every confidence that your pajamas are very stylish and clean and all that.
Okay, everything I wear is clean.
All right,
they took me out.
We'll be right back.
Was that an editorial comment?
Now listen here.
We are going to be looking at some beautiful weather as you head through your Thanksgiving. Gorgeous today, gorgeous tomorrow, gorgeous Friday. It's going to be nice all the way through Saturday. We will start to see our rain chances pick up as we head into your Sunday. That's where we'll have about a 50% chance of those showers. Temperatures will warm up a bit as well as we go into Sunday back in the 70s.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Morning Current. I was looking at the turkeys. Anyway, happy day before Thanksgiving.
We'll see you tomorrow morning, Thanksgiving morning, right here at 7 o'clock.